ever since the release of the final shape, there's been many weapons come into the sandbox and shake it up in a huge way. In this video I will rank the top 5 which have had the biggest impacts, and ones you should absolutely have as part of your arsenal. These weapons I will rate as a standalone, disregarding artifact mods as these come and go. But if they do benefit certain builds, then hey, that's even better I suppose. First up, rocket sidearms have to be included in some form, and for me it's Tinashe's Mastery. A PvP mode providing one of the best PvE weapons aside, this thing is incredible. But why would I recommend this over the other rocket sidearm options, which are all great in their own right? And it's Chill Clip. Turns out slowing into freezing by simply landing shots is in fact pretty good. This allows Tinashe's Mastery to deal with both overload and unstoppable champions with no artifact help. It adds crowd control even with a single shot, as slow targets are much less effective, and multiple shots, in this case 3, lead to a freeze which enables AoE damage too. Skulking Wolf is also now one of the better origin traits even in PvE. Defeats of this weapon while you're at low health will make enemies less accurate against you. The same effect which has now been applied to Amplified, and is otherwise only on exotic weapons such as the Manticore. And wherever this is present, the effect is very noticeable, so getting it passively is fantastic. Alongside Chill Clip, Air Trigger is my preferred pairing. It gives a huge stat bump and scaler to reload while airborne, and not only that, but while enhanced will increase base ammo reserves. Very important with special ammo weapons. Tinashe's is also applicable in pretty much any build. Stasis can get additional benefits, but is not at all a requirement. It can be paired alongside an exotic primary, or used as part of a double special loadout, as the ammo economy on these things even post nerf is very forgiving. At the number 4 slot, it's a more recent addition, but one which will for sure remain the default heavy weapon powerhouse for a long time to come, the Hezen Vengeance. Not only does this thing have the best perk pulled of any rocket to date, but the origin trait is as good as, if not better, than any existing perk. This one, after supercast, will double mag size for 20 seconds, which using this weapon will typically be in a boss DPS window directly following a super usage. This gives it at base clown cartridge for free, but this effect will work with a bunch of other perks too. If you have Envious Arsenal, 2 rockets will be auto-filled when dealing damage with your other weapons. While using Overflow, which doubles mag size, this effect stacks, so collecting special or heavy ammo gives a 4-round mag. If you are also using Bipod, you will get an 8-round mag in this single shot cartridge, which is pretty crazy. Though typically I would use something such as Envious Arsenal with either baton switch or elemental honing, to maximise the damage per rocket and get the shots off in good time without the need for manual reload. Baton switch being the easy 30% damage boost, or elemental honing needs a bit more pre-planning, but offers an improved 35% damage boost and for longer. As is going to be a trend for all the weapons in this list, Hezen's is usable just about anywhere. But if you are in a coordinated fire team who happens to have a Galahorn user, the boss melts which can be done with a bunch of these is unmatched. Number 3 is my favourite primary weapon right now, the Unworthy. I can hear it now, a bunch of, oh my god, why would you ever pick a scout rifle? But hear me out, this is actually peak. Scout rifles as a whole got a 20% buff recently, which puts them in a good spot. You don't just have to believe me on this one either. Mossymax graphed out all primary weapons DPS, and this one fits into a rapid fire of scout category. These surpass all autos and SMGs, and sit nearby the better archetypes of pulse rifles and hand cannons, while still maintaining the range advantage scout rifles provide. And if you thought the Hezen's origin trait was good, this one's even better. Subjugation adapts itself depending on the type of target you hit. Against red bar enemies, the shots explode on impact, exactly like explosive payload. And with that, the benefits of explosive payload, including slight splash damage, and just an increase on base damage. Up to this point, explosive payload, even as a main perk, was never available on the 260 RPM archetype of scout rifles. But since this is now a thing, it's already been proven to be ridiculously strong. Against boss targets, instead subjugation will exhaust them, reducing their outgoing damage. Of course, using a scout rifle against the boss is never going to be the most efficient strategy, but there is a use to just get a few shots in with Unworthy to apply exhaust and then swap to your heavy weapon. On top of all of this, the perk pool just happens to be stacked. My god roll will be Firefly and Volt Shot. This adds to the explosiveness as well as providing a reload benefit. Then Volt Shot adds that Arc 3.0 jolt effect, which is both effective at chunking down major enemies as well as providing additional ad clip. There's also Rolling Storm if that's more your thing, or traditional damage perks such as Paracausal Affinity. Also like, subscribe, join my Discord right now, go 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 go. Number 2, we're going back to the special ammo options. The best stabby stick of them all, the Rake. Another disciple of the chill clip creed, but this one does work kind of differently than the Tinashe's mastery. It can still stun both overload and unstops, but with Rake it's about getting close and personal. This time you can actually use the freezing capability to improve the melee damage of the glaive. And also this time it only takes 2 hits to freeze too. Glaives as a whole are another archetype which just seem to be getting better and better over time. But Rake for me is always going to be the top slot, the one I would pick. Now that Synthoceps are available on all classes via exotic class items, that's an easy and effective pairing in which you can deal double the melee damage whenever surrounded by enemies, or juice it up even further with something like Worm Gods or Winter's Guile. Glaives are even effective in harder content these days too. Effective use of a shield can do a lot for you and your fire team, and also with the amount of damage resistance options you can stack up, even in GMs just charging down enemies with the melee is still actually viable. There's a certain art to it now. Starting this season, the third attack in a glaive combo deals extra damage, so instead of always holding block, you want to tap it after the third hit for maximum speed full combos. Glaive DPS deserves maybe a whole other video on that though, so maybe expect that at some point. To be paired with chill clip, go with overflow. This not only allows for more chill clip shots per mag, but also refills it to double with every special or heavy ammo brick picked up. At number 1, just take a second to guess what this will be. There's been a certain meta archetype of weapons not mentioned until this point. Of course, it's the Velocity Baton. It's the best archetype, has the best perks, pretty much best at everything. The role you should always be using on this is the Orb Printer, Attrition Orbs and Demolitionist. Any scenario you want, this thing can put in work. If you need some orbs on the go for armor charges, healing, super energy, Star Eater stacks, whatever else you can think of, Baton can do this over and over. Not to mention it is just at base an incredible ad clear weapon once you get that firing pattern down to cover a large area all at once. This is not to mention that if you are on Prismatic, you can pretty much consider the light transcendent bar complete at all times, because this will fill it unnaturally fast. Not sure exactly why, but I assume it's due to the high tick rate of this weapon. This high tick rate has some other benefits too. If you're running a Bolt Charge Titan, a lightning strike will be going off every single second. If you have volatile rounds enabled, these explosions will be going off everywhere. In Destiny, high fire rate usually equates to good things, and this is no exception. Lost Signal is the kinetic slot equivalent, but unfortunately no attrition orbs on this one, so Velocity Baton remains the unbeaten number 1 legendary weapon in Destiny. If you've not already farmed this from Vesper's host, now is the time to do so. If there's anything I missed which you think deserves to make this list, post it in the comments. Thank you for watching.